Hey everybody, it's Ripley Sartain with Wisconsin Wonder Gardens. I just made a video on how to make some rooting hormone using this beautiful willow tree. And so now I decided that I might as well make a quick video on how you guys can take cuttings from a willow tree in order to propagate and clone it. It's a very, very simple process, and I would definitely recommend for you to try it at home. Alright, so we're gonna hop in the tree real quick here, and again, it's early spring. It's April, actually I think it's the 8th today, and so there's no leaves on it or anything, but I'm gonna show you the kind of branch that you're gonna be looking for is one just like this. Let's take a closer look. It's newer growth, but it's not completely new growth like this would be. This is completely soft, no age to it whatsoever, where this piece right here might be, I would estimate it 1.5 to 2 years old. This is the kind of piece that you're going to want to take a cutting from in order to be the most successful. I say that even though willow trees are almost impossible not to root correctly. So we're going to cut this off. Flip this around, actually cut it off the right way right here, and then I'm going to go below it to this stem and cut that one off too. And now I'll show you guys how to cut those up into different lengths that are ready to root. All right, so I took that cutting. Now we have a node right here down at the bottom. Again, that's where the roots are going to come out of. You want to be about 1/8 of an inch below that. And then we got a few nodes all the way up here, and then I topped it off right at a node on the top. If you start to see some growth right down here in the bottom, don't worry about it. You probably shouldn't, because you're going to have a couple of inches of water and all the growth is going to be up there. But as it begins to grow, you're going to want to make sure that you trim this up. So basically most of your growth is towards the top of the plant. You don't want to cut everything off, because you need those leaves in there, like these ones, to absorb the energy from the sun and whatnot. So I'm just gonna duplicate this a couple of times with these other ones. Right here we got a cutting. Right here's a nice cutting, the same thing. Node at the top, node at the bottom. Same thing with this. This one here is good to go. This one's good to go. But I just have to cut up these larger ones here. All right, so here we have all of our willow cuttings. What you're gonna do with these is very simple. Again, since they're willows, they already contain a natural rooting hormone within them. All you do is place them in water, make sure they're right side up, and place them in water about 2 inches into the branch. For plants like this, it's the same thing. Just get a couple of inches, a few of those nodes in the water, put it in some direct sunlight, but make sure your water is not getting hot. Direct sunlight, and let them sit, fill up the water when it's needed. Do not change out the water completely, because you want that rooting hormone that's in here to seep out into the water for the roots to develop even better. So don't change the water out, just fill it up when it's needed. Put them in a cup, and I'll show you guys what it looks like in the cup that you're going to set in the windowsill. All right guys, just like that, we put all of our cuttings into a cup with a couple of inches of water. I'm going to keep them all together for now, but once they start rooting, what I will then do is separate them out into either separate cups or a cup with a couple of cuttings in each. That way these roots don't get all caught up in growing into each other. So when it comes time to take them out and plant them into soil, we don't have an issue with breaking off the roots, since they will be fragile. What I typically do in this growth process is make sure that there's a good bunch of roots that are several inches, you know, usually like 6 to 8 inches long. It's starting to fill up your cup, and from there I will plant it into soil. But if you would like to, you can plant it into soil right after the root is only a couple of inches as well. Again, it's kind of a personal preference thing. You have different results each time, no matter what you do as far as growth rates go. So again, you know, really personal preference of when you want to put it into soil once they begin to root. So that's how you take your very own willow cuttings in order to propagate brand new, beautiful willow trees of your own. Thank you for watching. Take care.